Hi, I'm Rebecca. This short video will show you how easy it is to create vector artwork from a bitmap file such as a PNG or a JPEG when you use Illustrator's Image Trace function. So I've got a multi-artboard document here, but you don't have to. I'm going to use the Illustrator's file menu place command to go and choose a PNG file and then click place. I get a loaded cursor. If you click, it puts it in at the size the original PNG or JPEG file has been created. If you want a little bit more control over the size, you can say file place, and as you place your graphic, you can drag holding your mouse button down to specify the size you want your graphic to be. When you've got that graphic selected, you'll notice at the top of your screen in the control bar area of your workspace you have an image trace button. You can just click on that and see the tracing result and then expand to see the paths. If you want a little bit more control, as long as your placed image is selected, I would recommend not clicking the image trace button straight away, but going into the window menu and choosing the image trace panel. And the first time you see it, it might look like this. I'm just going to click off this and click back on it again just so that it recognizes it is a placed graphic. So we can choose some presets, different ways to live trace placed graphics. So if I start with black and white logo, it's quite likely that I'm going to end up with a white border all the way around the edge that I'm going to have to remove for my final artwork. So I'm going to twirl down the advanced section by clicking on the little triangle to the left of the word advanced, and I see some more controls here. And one of the most useful functions in this advanced section is the facility for you to click the ignore white checkbox, and then it will only create vectors of the black areas within this particular selected object. You can place photographs and all sorts in here and just play around with the different presets, but for this particular project that I'm working on later on, I'll need just black and white, very simple vectors. So before you actually expand this into the vectors, it's worth just playing around with the path slider and the corners slider just to see if you can reduce the number of anchor points the resulting vectorization really will produce. So I'm happy with 2 paths on this eye and 32 anchors in there. I want it to feel fairly freeform. So then I'm ready to just click the expand button at the top of the screen in the control bar, and when I do that you can see the resulting paths. So I'm just going to zoom in so you can see those anchors a bit more clearly. You can see those anchor points that have been generated as a result. There's all sorts of ways to clean up shapes, but that would be something for another video. So here we have our resultant vector paths, and just to prove a point, if I file, place that eye again, move my image trace window out of the way, file, place, stick that PNG in, and we have a look at that in the view menu command called outline. You can see that the eye that's already been vectorized has got paths, whereas the picture has it's just a blank square because it's actually a placed graphic. I'll just set that back to artwork mode. So I've done a series of these ready for some artwork I'm going to be able to create later, but yeah, it's just a case of saying file place, putting the graphics onto your Illustrator artboard and using image trace. Hope that was helpful. Short but sweet. Thanks for watching.